it's Lily back with another video. So one of the top 10 questions that I get from my clients and from people who reach out to me on social media is, how do I connect with influencers? So before I get into the tactics of it, I want you to just get into the mindset that will change everything for you. And that is that you are worthy to connect with these influencers. You have to get it into your head that you are worthy of connecting with them. They are no different than you. Yes, they are amazing and they are much further along in their journey than you are, but you are also great and you have a potential inside of you to do the things that they're doing right now. So just get into the mindset of that. And I could also share a couple of things that you can do to get into the mindset, which is going to flow into the first thing that you can do to connect with an influencer. The number one thing is to be your authentic self. Now, what the hell does that even mean? Everybody says it and you're probably confused as shit. Like, what am I supposed to do? When you are not your authentic self is when you feel like you need something from that person. You're putting them up on a pedestal because you feel like you need their approval. You need their validation. And that kind of goes back to my first point about getting into the mindset of that, believing that you're worthy to connect with these influencers. Yes, you're amazing. Yes, you really respect them. Yes, you really appreciate them, but they are not better than you. You have to get into the mindset of that. So think about a time that maybe there's a person that you really connect well with. Maybe that's your best friend. Maybe that's your boyfriend. Maybe that's your girlfriend. Maybe that's your mom. That's your dad, whoever. Maybe that's you sitting in front of the camera, whatever it is. Think about when you truly feel like, you know what? I don't care. There's nothing that I really need right now. Maybe there are things that you want to make yourself better, but there's nothing that I need. You're hanging out with a person, you know, with your buddy. You're just hanging out and you're just being yourself because you're just so in the moment and you don't feel like there's anything that you need from that person. They are no better than you. You're both just having a great time and you're co-creating something amazing. Whether if you're co-creating a conversation that is just fun and exciting and it's humorous, whatever it is, or you're co-creating a business idea, you're co-creating a lot of things. So think about that time. And when you're thinking about these influencers that you want to connect with, treat them the same way. Because honestly, most influencers out there, I know a lot of them and I have close relationships with certain influencers. I also know people who have successfully connected with the biggest names in the world. And those people, those really successful people out there, they don't even want to be put on a pedestal. Actually, they feel weird when they're being put on a pedestal and they could smell desperation from a mile away because they feel like someone is like treating them like their shit don't stink. And trust me, everybody's shit stinks. That's very true. My boyfriend just walked in the worst time. That's okay. Whatever. What was I talking about? Yes. So you have to just treat them like they're everybody else. And when you come from a place that you feel like there's nothing that you need from that person, you are going to notice a significant change in you. You're all of a sudden being yourself. You are probably very funny. You're probably very giving. You probably have all of these amazing ideas because you're not stumbling upon your words. I have been in that situation before. Okay, the reason why I know this because I used to be that person. I used to put people up in all these different pedestals to the point that I could barely even speak out my words. I'm stumbling on my words. And the worst thing ever for me was to walk away from those conversations feeling like I did not present myself. And I would beat myself up over it and it freaking stink. It sucked for me. So that's the number one thing. Be your authentic self. And by being your authentic self, meaning that there's nobody else in this world out there that you need anything from. Yes, you want things, you want to co-create, you want to connect, whatever it is that you want, but you don't need anything, especially their approval or validation. The second thing is provide value. And you may be thinking to yourself, oh, I don't know, like who am I to provide value for someone like Gary Vaynerchuk or Tom Bilyeu? Trust me, you can provide value. And this kind of ties in with the first point that I made. Don't be desperate. Don't, I have had people say this before to certain influencers. I will clean your toilet. I will work for free. I will run your coffee. I will walk your dog. I will pick up your dry cleaning. No, unless that's your actual business and that's what you do. You run a bunch of errands for people, awesome. But if that's not what you do, and that's not what you're talented in, and that's not the skill that you want to offer to the world, do not offer it to them. Because again, you're putting yourself down. You're putting them up on a pedestal, telling them that basically any crap errands that you don't want to do, I'll do it for you. It is, first of all, not the best use of your gift, number one, and then number two, you're putting yourself down. So this is what you do. If you want to provide value for them, you probably have some kind of skill that will match whatever it is that they are doing currently. So if you want to connect with an influencer, and you probably want to connect with an influencer that you've already been following for a long time and you genuinely like and care about, so you're probably already following their social media content. So look at the things that they are doing right now. Are they promoting a book? Are they heavy into Instagram? Maybe they're a YouTuber and now they're focusing on Instagram, or vice versa. Is there somewhere that you could help with that? Are they going into a type of business that they have never been in before? Can you help with that? So maybe that means that you find something that you could suggest for them, but even better, not only suggesting it for them, actually create it. Because if you're thinking about an influencer, you know what, I have a really good idea for a promotional video for you. Take a bunch of clips that they have done, put it together, put your everything into it, and make it your best work yet, and then just give it to them. Don't ask them what they need help with. Don't, because their time is valuable and so is yours. Right? I think one side that's missing a lot of the times, because we always talk about, oh, well, you know, these influencers, their time is very valuable and don't ask them dumb questions. But your time is also valuable. So all this back and forth is not the best use of your time. Might as well take that time and put together something that you can feel very proud of and love, and give it to them as something that is a good suggestion for them to really help them. And the last part is to give without expectations. And this is so incredibly important. The reason why you want to connect with this influencer is probably because you already love their work and you love who they are. Come from that place. Just give. Just give, 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 give. Look at it a way that they have inspired you and you want to do something as a gift to show them how much they have inspired you. Don't give with the expectation that you are going to be yielding all sorts of money. Don't give with the expectation that they're supposed to mentor you. Don't give with the expectation that you're going to get some kind of accolade for this. And this is a very, very difficult concept for most people to even comprehend. But when you start giving without expectations, you're going to see that opportunities are going to open for you. But you have to actually do it from a place of love for that person. Gary Vaynerchuk talks about this all the time. He says that nobody ever disappoints him ever in his life. And the reason for that is because he has no expectations of anybody. Because the guy just loves to give. He just gives without expectations. He just wants to provide value. Everything he does is providing value to everybody else. And look at how incredibly successful he is. And that's a mindset that we all need to get into. And if you are working with someone who is far along in their journey and they've already done a lot of personal development and they're very successful, they could smell that from a mile away too. If you're giving something to them with the intention of personal gain, they could see that. And that's actually really repelling for a lot of people. So those are the three things. I'm going to quickly recap it because I start talking about different things, and just to kind of loop it back. So the first thing is be your authentic self. Number one, be your authentic self. Number two is find a way to add value. And number three is to give without expectations. You know, I think beyond anything else, whether if you want to connect with an influencer or you want to connect with human beings in general, I think it's very important to, looping it back to the first thing, is get into a mindset that you are worthy. And when you feel like you're worthy, you are unstoppable, because you are not going to self-sabotage yourself because you know that you're well deserving for everything that is coming your way. So really just get into that. This video was something completely different about connecting with influencers, but I think as I'm talking, like these are like one-time kind of shot that I have. As I'm talking, I'm always thinking about like, oh, cool. Maybe I can make a video about worthiness, because I think that opens it up everything for you. So you are worthy, you are enough, and yes, you could continue to grow and get better and do all of these things, but you know what, right now, this moment are what matters, and you are absolutely worthy and enough. That's where I'm going to leave off. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and if there's anything that you would like me to cover, please leave in the comments, and I will be back on with another video in 2 days. Take care and have an amazing day. Bye, guys.